Hello everybody. I just wanted to hop on here and quickly talk about Planning for Peace. Our next live event is coming on August 6th, and I wanted to talk about the things you want to have finished before attending that event. So if you're not a current Planning for Peace member, it's not too late. In fact, this is a great time to hop on. I know we hawk planning like since April, and we really want you to get started then so you're not cramming here at the end. But if you're coming here new and you're thinking, I just started with Waldorf, or I know I should have been planning and I didn't, now's the time. Now is the time to really hop on. We'll be spending a lot of time on August 6th at our next event, really sort of diving into the pieces. So I wanted to talk to you quickly about what those pieces are and what things you want to make sure you have sort of taken care of before you come to our live. So we do a portion for the Southern Hemisphere and a portion for the Northern Hemisphere. If you are one of our members, when you become one of our members, you get all of the information you need about both of those things. So I really work hard to serve the entire globe when it comes to your schooling needs. So I know if you're in the Southern Hemisphere, so that is Australia, New Zealand, parts of Brazil, use the Southern Hemisphere school schedule, definitely South Africa, those regions, we will be really like working to close up your school year. You're getting to the place where you're just a few months out from being done, and we want to make sure that you are like ready for that home stretch. So come with any questions in mind with regards to that last portion of your school year so that we can really help you with regards to that. Now, if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, that's the rest of us, right? So we have a school year that generally runs September to May. I know some of you will be starting in August. Maybe you're having a baby or you've got things going on, so you really want to start early. Or maybe you just like starting early, which is so funny because, so I was at the DMV today. And I'm like filling out all the paperwork, and my daughter that's 11, she's right here. She's like, I'm so excited. For what? I'm like just trying to get through the paperwork, trying to be incredibly patient, right? She goes, because I'm a 5th grader now and I can't wait for school to start, which I thought was so cute and so funny. So anyway, on that note, if you are getting ready to start planning or dive into your planning even more in depth, you really want to make sure you have these things in mind. So this is the yellow Planning for Peace journal for one child. We have the teal one that's got 2 children in the grades and a kindy. We also have a kindergarten version. And if you've got more than 3 children, then we definitely have a version that will sort of allow you to add children. So if you have a big family or a nice small tidy one, we've got you covered on all the ways around. So definitely when you dive into Planning for Peace, you actually don't have to be using our curriculum. So that's one thing that somebody said to me the other day. I really want to try Planning for Peace, but I'm with XYZ curriculum. Is that going to be a problem? And I said, no, like, I think you'll find that you'll want to come join us, but definitely use Planning for Peace regardless, because nobody has this. Nobody has what we have, and we really work hard to make sure that you are like confident and feel good about your planning. I don't care whose curriculum you're using. If you are using Planning for Peace and getting the benefit of understanding Waldorf, seeing your child, customizing the curriculum to sort of what they need, because, you know, I've said this before, there's no really like such thing as an open and go curriculum. Open and go sounds great in like theory, but open and go is really hollow. So I want you to think about, if you're like, oh, I just need an open and go. I actually had this conversation with somebody yesterday. Just need open and go. I own a busy business. I just need open and go. And I said, well, then you don't really want Waldorf. Like truly, if you truly want Waldorf, Waldorf is about lively lessons. And those lively lessons are tailored to the child. So even in a Waldorf school, that teacher's responsibility is to meditate on every single child. So they know what all of those children need. So you've just got one child, right? Or maybe you've got 5. I've got 5, so I understand. Your job is to meditate on that child and say, what parts of this curriculum do I need to go deeper in What parts do they need more of? What parts can I back off and you know, just give the pieces that are there? And so really, that's what we're doing in this planning for piece process. We really want you to be like able to get up on Monday morning, open your planning for peace journal, gather your supplies, and teach your child. I don't want you to feel like you're running around crazy trying to figure out what to do, and you definitely do not want to be in that space in front of your child. That's a great way to sort of lose their confidence in you. So if you've had a dumpster fire of the last year, come and see us. Like, really? People say to me all the time, oh, I want to have a life that sounds as peaceful as yours. Well, you got to do what I do. You have to be ready and willing to do those pieces. Now, listen, I get it. You might be like, Melissa, I'm not ready to do all of those things. I get it. But you know what? Even implementing pieces of it will help you so much. So where should you be right now? If you are, you know, first you want to make sure you have this puppy, and you can do a hard copy on our website, or you can do digital. Either, you both come with your purchase. So what I would recommend if you haven't purchased is to definitely purchase and then print out the pages you need while you're waiting for your hard copy. You can pop those in a binder. You don't even have to, if you're kind of like me, and I'm like, I try really hard to be conservative when it comes to printing extra things. Grab an existing notebook, because Mama, I know you got like 15 notebooks that have 3 pages written in them and then nothing else. So grab an existing notebook and just write down the pieces that you need. Just write planning for peace at the top, and then follow through with us. The entire program is video driven. So if you've missed the previous lives that we've done, totally okay. You can hop in there, watch the videos that you need for those sections, and then you come and join us on August 6th so that we can really get you diving into the daily portions. So what should you have done right now? Right now, you should have your journal. You should have read your curriculum cover to cover. Now, I mean cover to cover. From page 1, like where I thank people and where the ISBN number is. Like, if you don't know who my editor is at this point because you haven't read it, go back and find it. So you want to know, like, from page 1 all the way through. Doesn't mean you have to read every single story in order to start your planning, but you definitely want to read the lessons so you have an idea of what's coming. You also want to be looking at the art pieces that are in the curriculum so that you know what you still need to learn. If you haven't really conquered wet on wet watercolor, sounds like it's time. If you are really thinking, oh shoot, I didn't actually stop and teach myself to knit, it's time. We teach you all of those things in our program. So definitely by this point, you should have read your curriculum cover to cover. You should have laid out your block plans. Now, you might say, Melissa, you lay out your curriculum. Why do I need to lay out my block plans? It's really important because what happens is, you know, while we lay out the block and we lay it out per day, you might want to go on a field trip. Well, I don't know. If you live in Kalamazoo, I live in Florida. I know nothing about Kalamazoo. You might have amazing botanical gardens for your botany block, but if you don't take the time to sit and write down where you're going to go on those field trips, you will forget. And you might have this beautiful book that you want to make sure you bring to your child, but you forget because you didn't write it down. So planning for peace and going through those block plans really helps you figure those pieces out. So you'll want to do that. You want to make sure you've got those block plans done. We guide you through every step of that. So we guide you through going through the block, and then we break those blocks into the weeks that you'll be doing the content. And then when we get together on August 6th, if you haven't already, we're going to be diving into those dailies. So how do we take those pieces from what's there and put it into daily plans? What does that look like? And not just your daily main lesson, but what else are you doing in the day? Are you doing some handwork, hopefully? Are you doing some movement? I hope so. Are you doing some other pieces? What does your gathering look like? We put that all in this section of the Planning for Peace journal. And we also have a space in here for notes. So I like to use Seasons of 7, our virtual school, for our enrichment pieces. That way I know that my daughter is getting all the pieces. So she gets handwork, she gets foreign language, she gets music, and she gets And she gets, which was the other one? Oh, movement. So I write that in these pieces, like what week we're on, so that I am like totally there. Now, I also have other things I want her to do. So we have other handwork projects we're working on. So I write that here as well. Her reading list, whatever she's working on reading wise, it's in here. Anything that I want her to do that is not like immediately evident when I open this book, I put it in here. I also write, because my husband Eric and I, we split the teaching. So I'll write Mom's Day, Dad's Day on the top so that my husband doesn't have to ask me, hey, wait, I'm lost. He sees it. And on that note, if you've watched our husband and wife planning videos, he and I sit down on Sunday and go through the school plans just so that he knows what he's responsible for and I know what I'm responsible for. And we are ready to go for our kids then for the next school week. So I know you really want to play right now because it's, summer and all. I get it. We've spent lots of time at the beach, time at pools. We love it. It's great. It's hot. It's fabulous. But it's also time to plan. So remember, you keep telling everybody that you're a teacher. Teacher's plan. So take the time to get ready for our next Planning for Peace session. If you're a member or when you become a member, you'll get those emails. It'll tell you exactly when the next calls are with the links and everything. If you are watching this and you're like, I am completely lost, but I am a member, what do I do next? Drop us a DM, send us an email, team@melisanielsen.com, and we will help you get going because it's go time. It's time to go. It's time for us to get busy knowing what is coming up. So also one thing, because I get this question a lot and then we'll close, should I plan the entire school year? So you want to lay out all the blocks for the year, but I only do that daily plan for from the beginning of the year to about Christmas time. And then I make everybody aware that Mama's going to need some time over that Christmas holiday. And some time might be 2 full days, might be 6 hours. It depends on how laid out your block plans were to finish up the year. The reason why I don't do the whole year right now is because I don't want to have days where we have sickness, where we have things that come up. I used to do the whole year, but I don't now. I just do from September to December, and then in December I'll do from January to May. That way, if we've got behind on anything, if there are pieces that didn't land right that I feel like I need to move over, it's easy to do that with not a whole lot of problems. All right, I hope that you are enjoying your summer, that you're ready to plan, and that if you need help at all with homeschooling, that you know who you can call on. All right, I'll see you later. Mwah.